Hello and welcome to Railing the Forge. I'm Solimer, and in this episode, we are going to be talking about the SolForge Fusion Masters Circuit upcoming events. We'll be talking about the Bronze Crucible in particular, a little more in depth, and then we'll talk a little bit about my thoughts and plans for Renown at this time. Subject to change. I have a lot of things I'm working through to figure that out and make sure we have a good system and a fair system, and just trying to figure that all out. So the first thing, let's talk about events going on. So in client, of course, we're still in the what are we, I don't even know, second season, third season, whatever season we're in. The battle pass still going on. I'm almost halfway there. A little slow, but I'm getting there eventually. The events is back in the client. You can see here the last winner is going to be next. Phantom half decks from that. The rewards listed there. Excuse me. We had set 4 last week. So it was actually in the game, but something was causing it not to show for people. They had to do something to open it for everybody, and then people were able to play this past weekend. This coming weekend will be the last winter, so maybe next weekend will be set 2, and then set 1 maybe, I don't know, and then maybe the legendary drop sets. I don't know if they're working, what the plan is, but they're back in. So if you enjoyed that, you can spend your gold to get tickets to enter, and I've got a lot of gold saved up, so I'll be able to buy some tickets and play potentially. We'll see what I end up doing or not. I do need some more last winter decks, so maybe I will open some. Otherwise, nothing else new going on in game. But we do have lots of events going on outside of it. I feel like I'm forgetting something too, so forgive me if I am forgetting something. Man, it's gonna kill me until I figure out what I'm thinking of. But so obviously on the challenge page for the Master Circuit, we have all the events listed there. They're also on the calendar, which we'll take a glance at. You can see we've completed 4 events last week. We had the free-for-all open queue augmented reality on Friday and Sunday. We had the Umbrook trials with a crazy 16 players. And then we had the Bronze Crucible as well. This week coming up, well, currently in progress, which we'll touch on separately, but we have the Faction Pair Bidding League, and then we have the SolForge Fusion Phantom Trials for May, which is like a month-long weekly league style event. We'll talk about that as well. But upcoming, we have the Bronze Crucible again Friday 8 p.m. That's Eastern time. We have the free-for-all open queue. Friday is the Wheel of Mashup, and Sunday is also the Wheel of Mashup. And then Saturday we have the Bizarre Trials, Tempest, and Necrium. That should be a good one. Make sure you guys sign up for that. Only 4 signed up currently. We need more than that, preferably. It should be a really good, fun one. So make sure you sign up for that. And then more events will be added as they happen. So we have the Bronze Crucible. I've got all mine posted. Friday, June 12th, is going to be a silver edition of the Bronze Crucible, so it'll basically be a silver constructed event. I'm going to try and run one of those once a quarter in the Bronze Crucible, so that'll be that one for quarter 2. All right, let's talk about events that are done, that ended recently. We have the JedForge Competitive Circuit number 3 finally finished. Jed takes the crown. He did not drop a series to anybody. And he dropped matches along the way, but he ends up winning. And congrats to him with his crazy combo that may or may not get nerfed sometime soon. We don't know where that stands. But you can see all the matches here. It was a great event. Very competitive, very interesting. Some of the decks people had, and Ike's deck was really nasty. So if you have not faced that deck, you don't want to. But yeah, really, really good matchups for everybody, and looking forward to the next one. And I think I have that link open. Yeah. So, SolForge Competitive Circuit number 4 is open. There's currently 12 players. There's 4 slots left. So you can sign up for that if you want. And once it hits 16, he'll kick it off. I think he'll do like a voting period, and then he'll kick it off or whatnot. So, but be warned, Bryce is thinking of running his infinite combo deck, hoping to getting the completed through the circuit before it gets nerfed to oblivion. So I don't know if Jed's playing. He can't play his again, but he's got another deck I hear is pretty nasty. So it's going to be an interesting SolForge, that's for sure. So you can still sign up for that. That is listed on... It should be listed on the page here, but I don't know if it's because he doesn't have a date listed. I have to go to tournaments, but if you're not an admin like me, then you can't see all of the events. So I'll try to remember to have that link in the video description. I'm not sure how that works for other people. So, but I know I was having trouble on my son's account. I was trying to sign him up, and I went to tournaments, and it took me to some other page, and it wouldn't give me access to see the events here. So I don't know. Not sure what's going on with that. Okay. Let's talk about the 2 events going on. We have the Faction Pair Bidding League. So I don't know all the details of how Emma Vanby set it up for the bidding and how that all worked. But I'm sure you can find his post on it and read on it. But you can see the matches that have been taking place. I don't know how their scoring system is working. Some people have completed a bunch of matches, some have not. So Bryce is currently in first with 10 points. He's 3-2, it looks like. He's got 1 match remaining. Namrog has played 2. He's got 4 remaining. He's got 6 points. So I don't know how it works, but I guess with the bidding and some other things, it affects your points difference. So looks interesting. No idea how the format works or whatever, but you can always check that out, and you can always ask ML Vanby about the format. I don't know if he's going to run more of this or not. It's definitely interesting. It's a round robin format, so he probably just has it play your matches as you can find time with people. So fun looking format, definitely different and very cool. Next one that's going on currently is the SolForge Fusion Phantom Trials. So you can use starter decks or your monthly Phantom decks for this, and it is a Swiss. Looks like he's got it set for 4 rounds. He's trying to get it in before the end of the month, preferably, but only 1 match has been completed so far, and yeah, I haven't decided if I'm going to play full starters, or I really only got 1 good Phantom that I might want to play. I just have to debate if I want to pair it with a starter, because none of the other decks I got are really that good. So I haven't decided yet, but we'll see. I might just play starter decks because my Phantoms weren't that good. Like, they're really bad, except for one. One's like, this could be something. It could be interesting. It's a pretty interesting beast combination. I was going to see if any of the other starters had a good amount of beast in it to kind of pair with it, but I don't know yet. I haven't looked. So we'll get to that. I will touch on this just to get it out of the way. So like I said, the Bronze Crucible Silver Edition. So this one is going to be a silver constructed event. You can play silver, bronze, or unranked decks. And you'll see it gives you a chance to play silver decks if you want to, but also you'll be able to see when I talk about Renown why I'm doing that. I did this before with it as well, but everything was run through BCP's page, and that had the Renown added in already. So we're going to be doing our own Renown thing, trying to find a way to get Renown added to decks, because, well, 99% of decks are bronze or below. because no one uses the BCP site. All right, let's look at the calendar before we get into Creature Chaos. So you can see the calendar has the events listed that are ongoing, coming up. So more get posted each week, so make sure you always check back. You can also check the SolForge Fusion Masters Circuit page, as the event organizers are posting them there and on the calendar. And obviously, if events get added, I'll be talking about them around the Forge here to update you guys on what events are coming up. So obviously, we still have Wednesday game nights with Crimson Caravan as well, but that's not an event per se for this. That's just an open format against Crimson, where you try to beat him to get some loot off of him. All right, Creature Chaos. So this is going to be chaos because we're in round 2 and Lucas is on vacation. So I don't know if we're going to get round 3 set up or not this week, or if someone else is going to step in for him to do it. So we have most of the matches are done. I think they have till, well, today's, I don't know if they have, maybe till tomorrow they're supposed to have, but they might get longer because Lucas is out of town. So we might have an extra week of round 2. I don't know yet. You can see the matches there, though. Some pretty interesting results so far. And I've got my leaderboard sheet here. We have 2 matches that have not completed yet, but this is the current standings. So you can see Ethai and Crypto Phantom are essentially eliminated. Everyone else is still competing. We have 2 5 bonus point players without losses so far, which is dangerous for everyone else. If they get to 3 wins, they auto-qualify, and that's going to put a strain on anyone who might get 11 points. It might eliminate them, honestly. So we'll see how the next week goes, or next time we get pairings. It might be 2 weeks from now for currently a Novus and Woodnoggin. They're the 2-0 players. All the other 5-point players have at least 1 loss. Not that they can't get to 3 wins still, but obviously the road's still going to be pretty tough. We have Will of Soul. He's listed as Hart Francis here. He's 2-0, but he's got 0 bonus points, so he's looking to go 4-0 to make it. Any loss for him would knock him out. So he's trucking along at 2-0, and then we have FK Rotes, Traveler, and Namrog at 2-0 as well. So we do have a full round of 2-0 people playing each other, so half of them are going to lose. It's going to be interesting to see. We should be rooting for the lower bonus point players to win. if you have a loss anyway, for the rest of us mere mortals. So I update this once or twice a week. I check in to see if anyone's played their matches and then update it. And then at some point it's going to start, I guess once we get to the 4th round, it'll start knocking people out based on the standings. So pretty interesting so far. And I've got a different deck I came across. I was like, I should have played this in the Scientist event. I wish I had, but I didn't. So but such is life. Yeah, not much to say here. I don't know all of the decks as far as how they play, what's been working good for people or not, but definitely been interesting, and we'll see who wins in the next round and who gets losses, and we definitely need those 5 bonus point players knocked out, or we need them to go 4-0. That's the other alternative. So because everyone but the 0 BP players, if they go 4-0, they auto-qualify. So it doesn't knock anyone else out other than... so, like, if they lose, we want them to lose twice. If they win, we want them to win out. So we'll see how it goes. But pretty interesting so far. So that is the upcoming events. Let's talk about, in more particular, the Bronze Crucible. So I'll go here. So we've got individual event series can have a leaderboard if they choose. So I've got one for the Bronze Crucible, and the plan is every quarter I'm going to take through SPE what they're giving us for prize support. I'm taking the monetary items, the Embers or the SFG, pooling it all up, and at the end of the quarter I'm going to give it out to the leaderboard. So it's going to basically be 50% for first place, 30% for second place, and 20% for third place. So for quarter 2, that's working out to be it'll be $50 of SFG or Embers for the first place person, $30 of SFG or Embers for second place, and $20 of SFG Embers for third place. And it's subject to change depending on what we get. We may not get the full amount, so it could be less. We could get more, maybe, I don't know. But it'll be those percentages, 50, 30, 20. So the top 3 will get that, and once it's, at the end of the quarter, we'll see who's there. So if you're interested in that and want to compete, show up and do that. So we have one event in the books, as you can see. I think we've got 8 scheduled for this quarter, with 1 down, so 7 more to go, and one of them is going to be a silver event, so that will count here as well. So excited for that. Each event series is going to do its own thing for how it's going to hand out those rewards. So, if you're curious about it, you can talk to the TOs that are hosting those events, and they hopefully have an idea what they're going to do. Maybe not yet, though. So we're all just trying to figure it out with this. And then we also have, not to confuse it, we also have obviously the quarterly leaderboard, which will let us know who can play in the qualifiers each quarter. This will get reset for the next quarter. And then we have a yearly leaderboard that we haven't done anything with yet, but an idea came out about people qualifying through the leaderboard. So at this time, subject to change, always subject to change, everything always subject to change, just so people know. Whoever is the top player on the leaderboard that is not qualified from a qualifier will get a seat at the World Championship. So whoever is the highest person, so as you can see on here right now, you can see Ankh and Traveler are highlighted because they're auto qualified for Worlds, because they won their events. So in the current position here, Billy Bad Aim is number 2. He would get qualified from the leaderboard. However, if he qualifies through a qualifier, it would go on down to the next person. So obviously qualify through the qualifiers by all means, or qualify through the leaderboard, grind it out, and get some, I don't want to say credit, but you can qualify that way. So we're looking at other ways to potentially qualify players, not just through the qualifiers. So we're adding 1 currently through the leaderboard. I didn't want to go too nuts and be like the top 100 on the leaderboard. No. So right now it's just going to be 1 additional person, and we'll see, because not everyone might be able to make the qualifiers too. They might miss out on them for some reason. Maybe it's at a bad time for them, or whatever reason it might be. So this gives an additional pathway for players to potentially qualify. But you are going to have to grind some events. You can see Billy Bad Aim already in 4 events. Red Eyes with him at 4 as well. So they're hitting them up, and you're going to need that number up or beat them in their win total or points total, their score. So, okay, so got that announcement out. Now let's talk about the Renown system. So obviously through challenge and anything we do in the game, there's no Renown added to decks. The only way Renown was added was through BCP's system, which it tracked through the website, which I did not pull up. But if you go to a half deck, you can see the history of a half deck, of what events it's participated in through their site. So they track that on their end, on the back end somehow. I imagine they have a large server with all that information saved, and that's how it stores it and pulls it. So obviously, if events are ran through BCP's site and your deck would level up through that, it can still level up through the means that are out there, which is like 2 first or second place finishes, or maybe it's 3 finishes in the top 2 in an event, and it goes from bronze to silver, and same for silver to gold, I think. Like I said, I don't remember the numbers offhand, but it's something like that. And you get like 2 points for a first place, 1 point for a second place. It could be based on points as well. It just works out to be, it could be 3 points total. I don't remember. So, but decks can be leveled through that system. But because we're running everything through Challenge, because their website is, there's lots of issues we have with it, whether it's people signing up and not being able to submit decks, which would not earn you any renown then, and just other issues, payment issues for sealed events, and just all sorts of issues with their site. So we switched to Challenge, primarily as a community, it seems, and that's what I created the SFMC on. So we're running it through Challenge. So I was like, well, how are we supposed to earn deck renown? How are we supposed to get decks leveled up? Because we have a World Championship going to be scheduled for January 2027, and how's that going to work? And so lots of ideas, lots of thoughts. And so currently how it's going to work, and this is all subject to change, but so obviously, just so people know, renown is earned per half deck. So when you pair 2 half decks together, they compete in a match, they earn renown. They also earn their deck elo together. Whatever you would go up, they both get it. So renown is applied to both half decks. But then if you pair this half deck with another half deck, then when they play together, they earn renown together, and this other deck that played with this one before doesn't earn it because it didn't participate, right? So should be simple enough to understand. So when a deck levels to the next tier, our point system is going to be wiped for that deck, and renown's going to be checked and upgraded after each quarterly qualifier. So we have a process right now in place that we're going to be doing for the forced upgrades from the qualifier to silver and gold. We're going to also add in the decks that would level up through from that quarter as well. But they won't be leveled up till after the qualifier. That way, if you have a bronze deck, you can still use it in the qualifier for that quarter. But afterwards, if it levels up to silver, you wouldn't be able to use it in the next qualifier. But eligible event types at the TO's discretion, but they also must follow the format rules. You can have constructed events, limited events, or sealed events that will get credit for renown if the TO wants. If the TO does not want, they don't have to take it. Although if they're doing a constructed, they really should if it's under the bronze or silver or gold formats. And we'll talk about that. The rules that apply to all renown events are: 1. Deck list must be submitted for all participants. All decks must be at or below the level of the event. There are no gold events for ordinary events. All participants are subject to deck renown. So, if you're going to have renown players, decks are subject to it. Bronze constructed events, or just bronze level decks, I guess I should have labeled it as. Those are bronze and unranked decks. So when you get a new deck, it comes in as unranked. They used to come in as straight bronze, but there was a change at some point, and now they come in at unranked until they play a match. And I don't know if it's just in client or if it was on the website, BCP's website. So I don't know that for sure. But either way, bronze or unranked decks are eligible for a bronze level event. And it's going to be a point system. So one of the complaints with the previous Renown system on BCP site was that only 2 people got Renown. So we're extending it currently to the top 3 players. And I have to work out details for larger events on expanding that to a 4th or a 5th place potentially. I have to work that out yet. So it's not in this yet, but it is being worked on. I just need to think about how I want to break that up or what the best way to do that is. So first place will get 6 points in a bronze event. Second place will get 4 points, and third place 2 points. Yes, I picked even numbers so that way when they go up, it's easier to do with other things you'll see. So you need 20 points for a deck to level to silver. So that is 3 first place finishes and a third place finish. That's 4 events. That's more than it would have taken in the BCP system, but there's a lot more flexibility in this one because that third place wouldn't have counted in BCPs. So you could also get a bunch of second place finishes and never finish first and still get your deck to silver or even third place. So it's not, you don't have to always just win the event to be able to get your deck leveled up. I do have a provision where if your deck gets 90 points, it can go straight to gold. And I made it semi-ridiculous, but also because you could participate in other events that, I don't know, if you participated in like if there was a bunch of events going on and you participated in them all, I mean, that would be, that'd be 15 first place finishes. That's a lot. I don't even know if we'll have 8 Bronze Crucibles. So if we had another just event series that was weekly, did that, then you'd have to win them all, basically. So it's pretty ridiculous. I don't think it's going to happen. That'd be pretty crazy. So, but it is there in case there's that one person that one time, and I think it's worthy enough if a deck's that good that it's winning every event that maybe it should just go to gold. We have silver event levels. Silver Construct is how I labeled it, but it's silver, bronze, and unranked decks that are eligible. Silver events earn 1.5x Renown. So the Renown, the 6, 4, and 2 is going to be standard, but then silver events are going to earn 1.5 times that. So 6 goes to 9, 4 goes to 6, 2 goes to 3. So you earn more points in silver constructed. Silver can still have bronze. So if your deck is bronze and you're playing in a silver event and you win it, you're going to get 9 points towards leveling your deck to silver. I can't recall. I think if you played in a silver event with a bronze deck before and you won it, it might have gone automatically up to silver, but I can't recall entirely. But basically, you win 2 silver events with this, you're basically there. So again, I wanted to make it a little bit harder and not where you just churn every deck up to silver overnight. So plus, like I said, we've added the third place, and we have plans to add more for larger events. I just have to work those numbers out of what seems reasonable for the level of amount of players. So that's coming. That's in the works. For silver decks to get to gold level, they need 40 points to go to gold from silver. So you'd have to get your 20 points from bronze to silver, and then another 40 points afterwards, after it's leveled from silver up to then gold. So there's going to be, I will say there's going to be some periods of overlap where the deck is not leveled up yet, and we're going to have to see how we're going to work this out, where if you do an event, I don't know, I have to figure it out yet. There's some things about when decks actually get leveled up, and if you're participating in events before it gets leveled up, how do those points count or not, or we'll have to work on that. We'll figure that out. But like I said, nothing's going to be perfect, but it's a system. It's, and we're going to figure out the issues with it and work on improving it. And then of course there's gold level events, and these are going to be once, twice, maybe 3 times a year at most. These are gold, silver, bronze, and unranked decks for the most part, unless it's a special event of some nature for some reason. But gold events earn 2x Renown. So if you have a bronze deck in a gold event, you earn 2x Renown. There is no additional promotion available beyond gold, except winning like worlds where your deck gets promoted to platinum. If there's another event that is on that level and SBE wants to make the winning deck platinum, then that'll be another event. But right now it's probably just gonna be worlds that will promote a deck to platinum. You cannot earn platinum by just playing your deck a bunch and placing well. So but for decks that are silver or bronze, you can earn extra Renown by participating in gold events with those decks. So a gold event with a bronze deck, winning it would earn you 12 points towards leveling it to silver. So I am aware of the lack of silver events in the SFMC. And like I said, I have one scheduled for the Bronze Crucible, and I am looking for more silver events of some nature. We'll see if there's as more TOs come on board and start running events, if someone wants to run. It's not gonna be like a weekly thing that's way too frequent, but another event doing once a month would be nice. That'd give us, if they did once a month, we'd have at least 4 per quarter, which is a pretty good number, I think. They're not supposed to be super frequent events. They're supposed to be fairly limited, and I do know there's opportunities there, so we'll see what comes from that. So we're looking for additional opportunities there. And then I do want to announce, I don't know if I announced it in the last video or not, I can't remember, but I do have plans for in year 2 of the SFMC, so that'd be 2027. We are planning to have 2 special events, prize events. One is going to be a silver only event, so the deck must be silver, at least one half of it. And so silver decks only, and obviously there'll be prizes for participating. That's the whole purpose of the event, but it's only silver decks. And then also we're going to have a gold plus platinum only event, so the deck must be gold or platinum, and it's going to be another prize event, and those will be held at some point during the year. I don't know when exactly yet. I also need to get the backing for it, but we do plan to hold those and have some prizes for people, potentially some cosmetics in game of some nature, and obviously having money prizes as well. It won't be at the level of worlds or anything like that, but it should be probably better than the qualifiers, hopefully, is what we're hoping for. So do plan for that. So that's going to be encouragement to get some decks leveled up, and depending on what kind of prize support we can get will determine what we can give out. So the whole SFMC is a work in progress, and I'm doing my best to make this a great event series for people to participate in, and something that they want to participate in, and make it fair and make it reasonable. I know there's a lot of griping about certain things, but trying to solve problems, and sometimes it creates new problems. So doing the best I can, and hopefully things keep going well. I think did really well in the first week, and I hope this next weekend here coming up is just as great. We did, you can see on the screen there. Would that be bad if you couldn't see the screen? See, we have 24 players who have participated already. The ones with no user ID there, they participated in the open queue event. I don't have their challenge information if they have a challenge account. Pretty sure Tiny Grimes does from the original SolForge, but I don't know about the others. I think Professor Pav also played original SolForge. He might. Borns might have also played the original SolForge. I wonder if all 4 of them did, actually. All those names look familiar. I should look it up. They might all have played original SolForge, honestly. They might have accounts already. So, anyhow, that's just a side note. Yeah, so you can see our list here. A lot of people participating already. Looking forward to another round of events going on. And that's all I have for this episode. I just wanted to put out, the events coming up. Keep up with that. I wanted to talk about the Bronze Crucible, of course, so people knew the pricing that I wanted to put out for it. And then just talk about the Renown structure I'm planning to implement. I have to build it yet, so nothing's added in yet. And if we make changes before then I'll announce the changes before then if something comes up that this is not going to work at all. But I think the points should be fine. I just have to make sure the tracking is going to work, that I'm not doing a ton of manual work. So that's the biggest hurdle for me, is making sure I'm not bogged down by having to manually check every single deck to do things right. So but yeah. And then, of course, like I said, we also have the in-game event starting, the last winner sealed. You can see your prizes there, the 150 gold or 250 gold and 4 embers. You can get tickets through the shop. Event ticket, 750 gold or 15 embers. I've been saving all my gold from all the daily quests that I've been completing. So it's worked out well. But yeah, other than that, not much to say. Just appreciate everyone participating in the events, and hopefully they're enjoying themselves. Yeah, let's continue forward with it and keep things going for SolForge Fusion. So I'll see you guys hopefully at the Bronze Crucible and at some of the other events as well. So take care and catch you guys next time.